the impending free agents. Let's take a look at the list of names and figure out which ones are not worth, maybe worth bringing back, but which ones you think will get brought back by this team that wasn't into re-signing many free agents this offseason.
Right.
So here are the names we got: Burford, Jennings, Elliott, Davis, Kalia Davis. So let's start with let's save Jauan. Let's start with Spencer Burford. What do you think they'll do?
I think there's a decent chance he's back. One, there's
I
not
agree.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a huge market for him. First of all,
Exactly.
Yeah.
They love offensive linemen like that.
They love offensive
He
linemen
knows
like
our
that.
system. No one else wants him. He can be kind of cheap. Perfect.
He can play left tackle and left guard, Grant. Can he play either of them well? I don't know. We'll find out.
For free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for free. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't pay us to do it. So I honestly, I think he'll be back. What I think is that, like I keep saying, if he does anything in these next 4 games and you walk into the offseason and say, we don't need to address left guard because we have Spencer Burford, I mean, come on, John Lynch, like, get your stuff together. If you do that, that's insane. If you say we like some depth and he's super cheap, fine, whatever. You cannot go into it thinking he's the starter. That would be just no.
But
I don't care what he does.
if he plays well in these last 4 games, God forbid if he plays decently in a playoff game, they are giving him a 3-year deal.
Insane. And they're going to go into the season and they'll draft another 6th round guy and they'll say, between the 6th round guy and Colby, the cream will rise to the top. And no, it will not. It'll be Spencer Burford. And that'll be an
cream?
issue. Yeah, that'll be an issue.
Okay.
They cannot
I'm glad we agree on that. Spencer Burford, 3-year deal incoming based on what he does in the next month.
Yes.
No pressure, Spencer.
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan Elliott. They seem to like him.
They do, but I just seem to watch him every week and say, there's no way he's coming back, right? I just can't see it. Especially what I honestly think with Elliott is that, if you put him on every other team, it seems like he would be competing for like the last roster spot. And it would be like that final preseason game. And it's like, there's Jordan Elliott, competing for the final roster spot. And for the Niners are like, lock him in as a starter. There's nobody better. I just can't see them doing that another season. I think like they don't have as many holes. Like, Alfred Collins is here, CJ West is here. Let's get some real defensive linemen.
And Collins is ascending. Yeah, Jordan Elliott's not going to come back. Also, Yeturgros Matos is not going to come back.
I would hope not. After, I mean, geez, he can't stay healthy in San Francisco. So whether it's the water or whether it's him,
you know what hurt though is like with these players that can't stay healthy on the Niners and go somewhere else and automatically, suddenly they're healthy. It's like, maybe it was that power station next to you.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Kalia Davis.
Now
they drafted him.
Right. And I could see him coming back because I could see them saying whatever his injury was to start his career kind of like derailed his first couple seasons. And, we stood by you through, the rehab and we bet on you when no one else is betting on you. And you've turned into a starter who puts in a few snaps. But again, similar to Burford, you can't just be like, oh, we got Alfred Collins, CJ West, Kalia Davis. Let's just add a day 3 pick and call it a day. Like, you can't do that either. You have
to forget Michael Williams.
Well, yeah, because he's essentially an interior guy anyways. Yes, so you add some outside rushers, but yeah, I could see them bringing him back.
All right, finally, Jauan Jennings. I mean, the arc with him has been so interesting. He essentially wanted Brandon Ayuk's money. He felt, hey, I'm better than Brandon Ayuk. I want to be here. He doesn't really. I'll take a little bit less than you gave Brandon. And then I just were like, LOL, who do you think you are? Now Brandon seems to be out of the picture, and Jauan seems to have like perked up, and he's in a good mood again, and he's playing pretty well.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not going to get 20. I don't know. I feel like he cost himself a lot of money this year with his attitude and his lack of production. But they have the budget. Maybe you could get him for $15-16 million a year. Yeah. He knows the system.
He does know the
system. He runs a
4.8. Perfect. That's great. And he can block, which is great, which obviously, thank goodness he can block. It fits right into the 49ers scheme. But what I keep going to is, earlier in the season, he was playing so poorly that it was like, get him off the roster. Now he's at a point where he has to be looking and saying, okay, San Francisco, I think I wrote 13 million would be a fair, and you said, 14 or 15 because of, okay, bump it up a little. We paid you now that other teams are bidding. But I think he's looking at free agency and he's like, these teams get really stupid when free agency comes and they're going to start throwing money around. And could I get 5 years, $100 million with, like 70 of it guaranteed? And like,
And
I
the
mean,
Niners won't bid against another team for Jauan Jennings. Once
no,
he
that
hits
would
free
be
agency, he's
insane.
gone.
Yeah,
If they haven't extended him by now, they're not gonna extend him. He's
that's
gone.
what I think. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
too,
You're
is
right.
that they're looking at it like, yeah, like if we wanted you, we would have signed you. And now you're either so bad that we don't want you, or you're so good that you're pricing yourself out of us. Either way, we're not re-signing you. And they can
What I
explain it
don't
off
like
either
though is
way.
like if you know you're not gonna like win the bidding for him, why are you forcing the ball to him just to increase like the value of the comp pick that you get back? Or wouldn't you want to sort of use someone who might be here next year? Like you could re-sign Kendrick Bourne for $1.50. I'm just saying.
I guess you're sitting there and saying that, we've seen enough of Kendrick Bourne is, I guess, what they're saying. Hey,
To be fair, he has no type of chemistry with Brock Purdy. So I
right.
mean,
And
maybe it's Purdy's decision.
he did have it with Mac Jones, and it seems
Yeah.
like obviously going back to New England and all that. But yeah, and then Purdy and Jennings have had it for years, whereas Jennings and Jones have not had it for years. That does make sense.
So Jennings on the way out, most likely. They'll bring back Spencer Burford. Thank
Our boy.
goodness. That means that their wide receivers next year will be Ricky, not Brandon, Jordan Watkins, Jacob Cowing,
Sky
and
Moore,
Devontae
baby.
Adams. So, do you think they'll sign someone other than Jauan Jennings in free agency, or they'll go into the draft needing to spend their first round pick on a wide receiver?
I guess they would need to sign someone. I
Yeah.
don't think it would be a big name, though. I think it would be, similar to like a better version of Kendrick Bourne. I'd have to look at some free agents who are available, but someone in that Kendrick Bourne type of range, and someone like Jennings and Bourne, who, like you said, is slow but can block and can, maybe make a contested catch or two. That would probably be who, if I were them, I would seek to sign. And then, I mean, I think there are three obvious needs: interior defensive line, wide receiver, and left guard. And like, if that's not your first round pick, one of those three, then you're just doing it completely wrong. So I mean, left guard value, this and that. So, I mean, it could very easily be a wide receiver in the first round, along with Pearsall, and then, insert free agent, mid-range free agent here.
You know who's going to be an unrestricted free agent this offseason?
Who?
Debo.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, he's not having that great of a season that, maybe he'll sign at a reasonable price and they'll say, hey, we thought this was going to happen all along. This is
Instead
what
of giving
we
hella money to Jauan Jennings, you could sign Keenan Allen to run a 4.8. Also, he went
That's
to
right.
Cal. He might play for a little bit. I don't know.
That's right. Can he block as good as Jauan? That's going to be the issue. Yeah.
I'm just saying. They could get George Pickens. Yo, what was that? I guess
What?
that's the George Pickens experience. Not the first time he's done some weird
Oh,
shit.
yes. No, I wasn't surprised at all. I was waiting for the other shooter
Can you
drop at the
explain
Pittsburgh
the
person.
George Pickens experience? Because it looked like he had just put it all together for a few months.
Uh, it's almost like it's not that he cares too much, but it's that he's too emotional and too passionate that, when
Oh,
it doesn't
he
start going
takes
his
himself out of
way,
the games when he's upset.
yeah, like it's just started spiraling out of his way. Like I
He doesn't
remember
have
one time,
emotional regulation.
yeah, like Russell
Yeah.
Wilson threw a ball to him and it turned into a pick six. And Russell Wilson like immediately ran over to him and like gave him a hug and was like, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not," as if like,
Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
yeah, and like
It's
to
a
like
long
kind
game.
of keep his
That's
head
so
in the
interesting.
game of like, dude, we need you in. Like, I know I threw a pick six when I targeted you, but we need you in this game. And it seems like Pickens is one of those dudes. Like, once one thing goes wrong, he's like, I can't believe this isn't going my way. And it's like, dude, like, calm down.
Because just a week ago, I was thinking, like, man, the Steelers were so dumb for trading him for a
Right.
third and then trading a second for DK. And now I'm like, okay, I get why they did that. I sort of
It's
understand
always
why
been
they did
about
that.
off the field. Yeah, it's always
Yeah,
been
and I'm
about
not
off the
certain that
field.
like Pick is going to be on the Cowboys next year. I think
Right.
it's funny that there was a report the Niners almost traded Ayuk for Pickens, and the Steelers weren't into it. Like, Pickens wouldn't have worked on the Niners. They had a problem with Ayuk being a diva,
Yeah. And like you
dude.
said, Shanahan is one of those dudes that like he gives people the cold shoulder, and that's not going to work with a dude like Pickens. Like Mike Tomlin was very like let me wrap my hand around you and let me hug you and squeeze you tight. And George Pickens even said I still call Mike Tomlin or something like 2 weeks ago. He said in an interview he still calls Mike Tomlin. So it's like
Yeah,
that's who
Kyle
George
will sort
Pickens
of give you
needs.
the silent treatment. Like he'll just won't
Yeah,
talk to you. He'll be like,
Yes, George Pickens would freak out, and George Pickens would do what Ayuk does to a bigger degree, where he would go MIA, he would delete social media, he would post like something very cryptic, and then he would delete social media, and then you would never
Parker,
hear
though,
from
this
him.
is my issue with Kyle, is like and I've been talking about this for so many years, but, like, he'll give the cold shoulder to certain players.
Yeah,
Other players, they're at his wedding, they're at, like,
his pet.
they're at, like, the freaking yeah, I mean, he would never give the cold shoulder to freaking Christian McCaffrey or George Kittle
Right.
or Nick Bosa or Fred
Or
Warner,
it's like
ever.
Trent Taylor versus Dante Pettis. Like he loves Trent Taylor way more than Dante Pettis, and it's like okay, I
That's
don't know.
ancient history. Did you know that Trent Taylor is still on the 49ers?
That's why I said it because I saw him at like a Halloween party and I said Trent Taylor's still on the 49ers?
Oh, yeah. They have
I,
him on the practice squad. Or no, maybe I'm wrong. No. He's on IR.
that's one of
He's
those that yeah,
rehabbing for the future.
I don't care
Come
what it is. He's
on,
on the
man.
team
To
because
me,
he's
that's
got a
like,
soft
just
spot.
say he's here because he's George Kittle's friend, man.
Yes.
IR?
Yeah.
So he gets to use the facilities and work out, and there's, like, probably trainers spending time on him. Like, dude, it's a waste of everyone's time and resources.
I couldn't
Sorry.
I couldn't believe Trent when I saw it, I was like, "Why is Trent Taylor there?" Oh, he's actually on
He's in
the
the locker
roster.
room all the time. Like, so we'll go in on Friday, which is, like, with a day where you don't really get anything in the locker room. Monday,
Right.
hella people talk. Thursday, a lot of people talk. Friday, everyone doesn't wanna talk. It's over. They've
Right.
talked already. So it's, like, sparse. It's almost like the Wild West, and who's in there? Trent. What's he doing? Shooting jumper. It's like, dude, why do we
Yeah.
see you?
Aren't you
Anyway,
on IR? Yeah.
we don't have any questions for you. Like,
Yeah, I
damn.
was gonna say you could get a
Anyway.
good quote out of him if you really needed a quote, you could get one out of him.